Someone needs to put Ridley Scott into a fucking home. A nice old folks community where he can romp and play. Where he can hang up posters of Fassbender and blonde hair and nothing but futuristic underwear.
Oh, David.
And leave my beloved franchise alone. Ridley Scott was a legend in film since he made, Legend in 1985. He had Alien in 1979, but for all we know, that could have been a one-hit wonder, so he didn't really make a name for himself until after Legend. But for the last 10 years, he hasn't put out anything good, besides maybe The Martian, which there wasn't too much to that movie, besides Matt Damon being ultra charming while he does science and waits to get rescued. But besides that, it's just been one shit show after another. Somebody needs to take his directing chair, because he's ruining Alien. He wants to sit here and tell us that Aliens run out of steam? No, motherfucker, you have. No one likes it because you're turning it into some android shit about us getting destroyed by our own creation and being one-upped by android. No, man. It's not Blade Runner. Even though it's alluded to that it's set in the same universe, that's not what Alien's about. It's about a giant bug from the bowels of space that acts more like a virus than it does any other animal. And it's so foreign to the eye that it is terrifying to look at. It can be anywhere, at any time. It is fear incarnate, ready to emerge out of the darkness and shove that tiny little second mouth right up your fucking asshole. And there's nothing you can do about it. It can't be bargained with. It can't be reasoned with. It doesn't feel pity or remorse or fear. And it absolutely will not stop until you are dead. Oh, I did it. I did the Terminator. Because we all know who the real pioneer in this franchise is. James Cameron, we need you, buddy. Oh, you just got Terminator back? Oh, no. By all means, fix that shit first. It had the subplot of the company willing to shred Ripley and the crew for a chance to own the alien, and their unpredictable murderous android acting on the company's behalf, creating an environment where no one and nowhere was safe that made the movie what it was, a futuristic sci-fi horror flick. The futuristic sci-fi flick that would be bid off for all time. Years later, we were like, oh, Ridley Scott's gonna do another fucking alien film. Awesome. You think we'll find out what happens to Ripley after she gets back on Earth after the last Alien? You think the aliens got to Earth? Will it be an epic war of colonial marines and aliens fighting it out for humanity? No. Prometheus. What the fuck? That movie was a mess. The engineers and all this weird shit about Wayland and Guy Pearce in that god-awful costume. And you know what? The alien's not going to be the villain. Let's just have the android fuck everybody, because God complex, or other reasons. I mean, these are complaints that everybody had with this movie, but seriously, Ridley Scott just shits the bed. And then in no time, we get the follow-up, which is supposed to be better, and he said, okay, I'll throw a little more aliens in there, just to please you guys. And it was a little better, but it was still horseshit. This franchise has always been about the average Joe overcoming immeasurable terror in order to survive. It's not about a company's bearing down or about how the company does that. We don't give a fuck. Everything would have been just much better if you kept the company just as mysterious as the alien. It's all terrifying. But no, I have never seen someone misunderstand the success of their franchise this hard. No, Scott, you're misunderstanding the success of the aliens, and it's more complex than that and nuanced and all this. Yeah, look, about that. I'm not a super smart dude. I'm not a philosopher. I'm not an intellect. All I know is I love movies. I know what I want to see when I go to the movies. And I know pretentious horseshit when I see it. I'm kinda your target demographic when it comes to sci-fi action horror, at least in America. You know who else knows what people like when they go to the movies? James Cameron. But I have a serious problem when Ridley can't convey his ideas right, or he picks the wrong ideas to go with and then blames the franchise for it. No, dude, you lost it. You're essentially telling people that the audience just isn't into Alien anymore, which is not true. We've been clamoring for a good Alien movie for years. And I get that you're trying to be an artist and you're trying to do something new and something different and all this. You are like, oh, well, I'm just going to do what I want to see. Fuck what these people want. I'm going to tell the story I want to tell. Well, when it comes to a big franchise like Alien, that you had a very tiny part in, you can't just do that and expect people to be on board with it. You're a director, not a rock star. People aren't into you. People are into what you can provide, what kind of stories you can tell us that we'll be interested in. And the story of Alien, after the first Alien, was not yours, but it was also great. So when you try to make a bunch of prequels to completely retcon that entire mythos that's been built, it's lame as fuck. Maybe Ridley's just tired of making movies. Like, maybe the only explanation is that he's just old now and completely out of touch. This is kind of fucked up, but I kind of hope somebody comes out and says that he sexually harassed them just so he'll be kicked out of Hollywood and stop ruining my franchise. That's terribly selfish, just a joke, but god damn it. Thank you for watching my Kickstarter video aimed at raising funds to put Ridley Scott in a fucking old folks home. We're all tired of his bullshit. And if I get 100 likes and 100 subs in the next hour, I will donate $1 million to the old folks home we actually put him into. Because fuck that guy.